Hi guys, you're welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, my name is Love. So today I have this video here with me titled Indians Deadliest Weapons You Have Never Heard of. Guys, this is my first time seeing Indians weapons, okay? This video was actually recommended, it was actually sent to me via my email, and honestly I can't say no. So let's quickly dive in to see it. Those deadliest weapons, okay? I'm surprised I had to be checking this out because this is my first time seeing Indians weapons. Okay, let's quickly dive in.
In the high-stakes chessboard of global defense, India sits silently until it doesn't. While headlines scream about nuclear arsenals and fifth-generation fighter jets, beneath the radar lies an arsenal as potent as it is obscure. These aren't the usual suspects. No BrahMos, no Arjun tanks. These are the shadows behind the spotlight. Secretive, indigenous, exotic, and potentially game-changing. Today, we lift the veil on India's most fascinating and unconventional weapons. The ones your average armchair general has never even heard of. These are the weapons whispered about in defense circles and debated in late-night military briefings. They're not the hardware you'll see on parade, they're the wildcard assets that redefine asymmetry.
Wow.
India's military doctrine has long focused on layered deterrence, credible minimum deterrent at the strategic level, rapid deployment forces at the tactical, and an increasingly tech-driven asymmetric edge everywhere in between. With threats looming from both China and Pakistan, India knows conventional superiority alone isn't enough. So it turned to creativity, and sometimes outright weirdness. Because in the world of defense, sometimes it pays to be the guy with a surprise up his sleeve or an electrified trident. In recent years, as global battlefields shift toward irregular warfare, drone strikes, and electronic jamming, India has embraced unorthodox tools with a distinctly subcontinental flavor. First up, the Surya. Ever heard of it? No? That's the point. Officially, it doesn't exist. Unofficially, it may be India's secret bid to join the elite club of intercontinental ballistic missile (ICBM) holders. Rumors suggest a range upwards of 12,000 to 18,000 kilometers. That's not just reach Beijing, that's sip chai while watching reruns of Friends in Vancouver levels of range. It allegedly moves at hypersonic speeds and could carry multiple independently targetable re-entry vehicles. MRVs. But here's the kicker. The Indian government has never confirmed it. In fact, they treat it like Voldemort. You don't talk about it, which naturally makes us want to talk about it even more. If Surya is real, it's India's ultimate doomsday lever, the kind of weapon that turns war games into diplomatic tightropes. And whether it exists or not, the idea of it is enough to make any adversary think twice. Next, meet KALI, the Kilo Ampere Linear Injector. Sounds like something out of Star Trek, right? This isn't your garden variety laser, it's a beam weapon, a high-energy electron blaster designed to fry enemy missiles, aircraft electronics, and even satellites. Think Death Ray, but built by engineers with very thick glasses and government clearance. Kali isn't designed to destroy things with heat like a laser. It cripples them with electromagnetic pulses. Perfect for frying guidance systems or giving enemy satellites the technological equivalent of a lobotomy. Sources suggest it can be deployed from ground-based platforms, mounted on vehicles, or even adapted for naval use. Imagine a warship with a silent weapon that zaps enemy electronics from miles away. Silent, invisible, and devastating. When you think of riot gear, you probably imagine shields and rubber bullets. India thought, why not bring mythology into the mix? A Pasteron, a private Indian firm, has developed a line of non-lethal weapons that sound like they belong in an epic poem. Trishul, a literal electric trident. Zeus meets local police. Vajra, an electrified rod with spikes. This thing doesn't just incapacitate, it delivers a firm...
Oh my god, guys. Seeing all of this, I can't believe India has all of these weapons, all of this equipment in 2025, and they are not even talking about it. They are not mentioning it. They are just showing their military strength. Just small but mighty. These are weapons I've never seen in my entire life. This is really impressive.
Nope to any attacker. Dand, a high-voltage baton that can be used in the rain, because apparently electrified beatdowns shouldn't be weather-dependent. Bhadra, a shield that emits blinding light and electric shocks. Riot control with disco flare. Snapper punch, electrified gloves, for when you want your punch to say, no, seriously, back off. These might sound humorous, but they're highly effective for border patrol, riot control, and situations where you need dominance without casualties. Designed for high-altitude standoffs and crowded urban engagements, these tools give Indian forces a non-lethal edge with maximum crowd-stopping swagger. India's indigenous kamikaze drones, nicknamed Karga, are like flying ninjas. Cheap, fast, precise, and capable of both reconnaissance and detonation. These drones aren't imported from some glossy Western catalog. They're built by Indian startups and military engineers, tailored for real-world threats in Ladakh, Kashmir, and along the eastern frontier. Light, lethal, and hard to detect, they offer a budget-friendly answer to expensive airstrikes. And yes, they explode on impact. So they're basically flying angry grenades with a camera. Some models are even modular, capable of swapping payloads from surveillance kits to anti-personnel charges. The best part? They're being built under India's Atmanirbhar Bharat, Self-Reliant India initiative, proving that cutting edge doesn't have to come from Silicon Valley. Sometimes it comes from a Bangalore basement with ambition and a soldering gun. Say hello to the Exploder, a robotic ground vehicle that does everything from bomb disposal to suicide missions. Developed not by engineers in air-conditioned labs, but by Indian soldiers based on frontline experience. Exploder is rugged, fast, and capable of carrying out one-way kamikaze strikes if needed. It also works in tandem with the Agniastra, an intelligent detonation system designed to disarm IEDs or detonate them on command. Together, they form a deadly combo that could teach Western militaries a thing or two about soldier-driven innovation. Next is a weapon with brains, the Gaurav long-range glide bomb. Recently tested, this indigenous smart munition can glide over 100 kilometers before striking its target with pinpoint accuracy. It uses advanced navigation and aerodynamic control to make sure the bomb lands exactly where it hurts. It's like giving your enemy a sledgehammer, launched from 100 kilometers away by remote control and with GPS. India's lesser-known but quietly devastating weapons also include loitering munitions. Think of them as drones with severe commitment issues. The Harop is designed to hover, scout, and then dive into its target kamikaze style. Nagastra, developed in India, is even smarter. It can abort attack mid-air if the target disappears, giving operators a second chance or time for a dramatic drone monologue. These are the kind of weapons that don't just destroy targets. They humiliate them first. Before India had nukes and glide bombs, it had some of the most exotic melee weapons in history. The Chakram, a razor-sharp disc that could be thrown with deadly precision. Think Frisbee, but make...
Oh my god, are you seeing all of this? It seems Indian weapons are underrated. Because they are not talked about. They are really, I feel like they are underrated, because with all of the things I am saying, don't play with Indians. Do not joke with Indians. This is really impressive, guys. This is my first time. I never knew India owns all of these weapons. Oh my god. This is scary and interesting at the same time. Wow, let's get back to it.
Fatal. Vajra Mushti, essentially brass knuckles with spikes, a brutal hand-to-hand weapon reserved for warriors trained to end fights in a single move. Urumi, a flexible whip sword with multiple blades, impossible to master, impossible to survive if you're on the wrong end. Imagine trying to fight someone wielding a sentient tape measure. These weapons may be museum pieces today, but their legacy influences modern combat training and riot control tactics. Still in development, the Durga 2 is a directed energy weapon that promises to revolutionize air defense. This laser weapon is designed to burn drones and incoming missiles right out of the sky. It's silent, fast, and potentially unlimited as long as there's power. Think of it as Gandalf saying, "You shall not pass," but with optics and photonics. These aren't billion-dollar programs from corporate behemoths. Agniastra and Vidyut Rakshak were born on the battlefield, designed by soldiers to meet specific needs. Agniastra detects and detonates explosives, while Vidyut Rakshak protects troops from electric threats like booby-trapped wires. Proof that sometimes the best tech doesn't come from Silicon Valley, but from a foxhole with Wi-Fi. India's deadliest weapons aren't always on parade. Some exist in rumor, some in the hands of soldiers, and some in dusty labs with names nobody can pronounce. But together, they paint a picture of a military force that's not just catching up, it's innovating on its own terms. So the next time you hear someone mention India's military power, and they stop at missiles and tanks, give them a wink and say, "Have you heard about the electrified trident?" Because in this world of conventional wars and unconventional enemies, the greatest threat might just be the weapon you don't see coming.
Wow, guys, that was an amazing one. Guys, I couldn't get my eyes off all of these weapons, okay? I couldn't just get my eyes off of them. So what do you think about Indians' weapons in 2025? What do you think about this? And if you're Indian, tell me why you guys not talking about it, why you guys not putting out your weapons just like others are doing, talking about their weapons just like others are doing. Please let me know. And what do you think about all of these weapons? I want to hear your opinions. Tell me what you think about all of these weapons in 2025, okay? Alright guys, I'll see you all on my next one. Please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to the channel, okay? And if there's any other video you want me to check out, please do well to say it in the comments, and I'll definitely check them out. Bye for now.